Russell with the challenge on De Lima. Leonard invites Garuccio to get forward down the left-hand side. He comes in, Garuccio still going. No chip for Russell. Still gets it straight back, Ben Garuccio. Russell again. For Danzaki, nice turn. Danzaki's cross, great ball! And it's Noah Botic, who scores again. Lead by a goal to nil.
On the Harvey Norman replay, this came all from the hard work, the industry of Ben Garuccio. A lovely bit of individual skill from Danzaki, turning on a dime. And how about this for a delivery? Evades the head of Brian Kaltak. And Noah Botic rises above the rest. It's a neatly taken header. Celebrates accordingly, puts on the backpack.
Overstating it, 5 assists for him so far this campaign. And here he is again. He's had already one free kick from this kind of range, which was into a good area. And it comes again, it's another good ball, and it's in! Mikael Docker, nobody getting the touch. And it's the set piece that strikes again for the Central Coast Mariners. And the Mariners back on level terms.
Well, again, on the Harvey Norman replay, it's a delightful delivery from Mikael Docker. Doesn't have the runners, doesn't have the yellow shirts to meet it, but doesn't need it. Nathan Paul just manages to get his body out of the way, and Matt Sutton, all he can do is can watch it curl into the far post. Against the run of play, perhaps you'd have to say as well, but nonetheless, the Central Coast Mariners...
Kaltak. Steele does well. Haynes. It's a good ball for Nathan Paul. He's got De Lima inside, cross to the back post. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Ryan Edmondson. Lovely football from the Mariners. Easy.
Oh, really beautiful stuff from the Central Coast Mariners. The pass, the killer pass through the line, delightful, and the overlapping run as well from Nathan Paul. That delivery too, into traffic, into the wind on the Harvey Norman replay. That has some serious measure about the pass, and coming through at the far post. For just the second time this season, Ryan Edmondson. Well, what a little patch from the Mariners. And a little bit of Garuccio magic at home in front of the home fans. He's got his team back on level terms. It's a huge 15 minutes coming up. Well, it's a special finish on the Harvey Norman replay. The captain's armband, Ben Garuccio steps up. It's a left wand of a boot. And a little bit of Garuccio magic at home in front of the home fans. He's got his team back on level terms. It's a huge 15 minutes coming up.
He's dipping as well. Matas corner and headed in. The opening goal arrives. It's Bozidar Kraev, who got great connection, great direction. And there was nothing the Brisbane defence could do. Wanderers 1-0.
Opportunity doesn't come to fruition on the Harvey Norman replay, if not for the shot moments earlier from Gabriel Kleur. Bozidar Kraev just escapes enough from his mark. Nods a header down. Nothing Macklin Freet can do on that occasion. Well taken finish. And Brisbane Roar now with it all to do.
Well, Bozidar Kraev.
Crowd finding its voice nice and early. Sarko hurling this one in, flicked on by Mate, and touched into the back of the net by Nader Moreno. He's been a super sub, now he is a super starter. And he's got the port jumping early. Nader Moreno puts the Black Knights into a 1-0 lead.
Against MacArthur.
Well, Tom, we haven't really seen Auckland employ the long throw a lot, but a couple of times early in this one, and that run really has paid dividends.
It was right in the sweet spot, actually, and it has been a bit of a back and forth game at the moment, but now it seems that Auckland have got back on top, which is good.
See angles that we don't. Alex King has access to a number of angles. I can only imagine that As this play goes on in. What a great save by Paulson from Jamal, but tucked into the back of the net by Holman. And the energy is sucked out of this ground. Denied a penalty a minute or so ago. Jake Holman has drawn MacArthur level here.
Germain, we talked about leadership as MacArthur sought to get their way back into this game. It's Yarkalish with a delightful ball into the near post. It is a brilliant run. Off the shoulder of Nando Peinecker. He gets a touch onto it and forces a save from Alex Paulson. And then who is the fastest to follow up? Jake Holman. Talked about the absence of Jed Drew, the importance of that man in the attack for MacArthur. Well, they might have a ready-made solution in Jake Holman, who gets MacArthur back level here at Mount Smart.
De Vries. This crossing is always quality. Blocked! And loaded in by Louis Verstrada. Philip Curto came, didn't get. It's the late nights again. And this time it's Louis Verstrada with his first A-League men's goal. And Auckland go 2-1 ahead.
Of this brand that Auckland FC are developing, teams know there's going to be wave after wave of attack deep into the second half. Now this is manageable. Philip Curto throws himself at the ball, only gets a very slight touch, and Louis Verstrada's tracking that one the whole way through.
If not their ideal starting positions, because that gap that Archie Goodwin was allowed to run into set off alarm bells.
Caceres with the ball into the box. Klimala first to react. Here's Lolly. 1-0 Sydney. Simple as you like. The two imports combine at the end of a flowing move forwards.
Yeah, and a wonderful passage of play, as we'll see on the Harvey Norman replay down the right-hand side. The ball played in by Caceres to Klimala, who does so well to use his body and hold the ball up. And then Lolly follows the play, and that's the crucial part here, because it gives Klimala that option to backheel it into the path of the Englishman, and he makes no mistake there. Nothing Ethan Cox can do about that one. Brilliantly worked goal. Great combination play in the Adelaide box by Sydney FC, and you'd have to say a deserved lead.
How the second half pans out, which Sydney have the kick-off for, and immediately go towards Joe Lolly down the right-hand side. And one in the air by Kikianis, but it drops at the feet of Corey Holman. Here's Lolly in behind, and Klimala scores with 13 or 14 seconds of the second half elapsed. Wow, big goal for the Sky Blues in front of the Cove.
For the home side on the Harvey Norman replay. Looks like Lolly is onside. There's a split hair in it, but a good decision by the assistant referee to keep his flag down, I think. And Klimala, the poacher, puts himself in just the right position and slides in ahead of Ethan Cox to give his...
Driven back by Courtney Perkins. Adelaide have got through that press, though. Now look to open things up. Piraeus played in by Clough. Oh, and he goes near post, and Devonish Mears was fooled, and Adelaide are straight back in the game. 2 goals in the opening 4 minutes of the second half, and it's game on again. 2-1.
Just went out the window again, as we see on the Harvey Norman replay. Adelaide coming down the right-hand side. Clough with a well-weighted pass into the path of Piraeus. And as a goalkeeper, Devonish Mears will be ruining the fact that he anticipated the cross rather than covered his near post. And the eyes have it, he got caught out by that man there, Piraeus. Fantastic finish, and that Ivanovic just had to guide it into the far post area, and he couldn't quite get connection.
Now Lolly has sprinted clear of the Adelaide defence. Chance to seal it here for Sydney. Took a big deflection, cleared off the line by Kikianis. And then Segatic turns the ball in. The goal stands for now. Adelaide might claim that there was a foul on Bart Freens in the build-up, but Adrian Segatic has made it 3-1 for Sydney.
Has the super sub done it again? Joe Lolly down the right-hand side. Puts the ball into a dangerous area on the Harvey Norman replay. There's 2 points of contact there on Kikianis in the first instance right there from Segicic, and then on Vreens before Segicic side foots it into the empty Adelaide net.
Well, in fairness, Vreens has already made the clearing header by the time Courtney Perkins makes contact with him, and we are told that the goal will stand. Having to stretch for his first touch of the ball. Watch those hamstrings, Dougie. Caceres finding the gap for Segicic. It's good play by Sydney. Caceres, that should do it. Sydney FC get a fourth goal, and it was beautifully worked and wonderfully finished by Anthony Caceres, and that should be that here at Allianz.
And then the opportunity will open up, and Caceres is central to it as well. And look at this for an assured finish from Caceres. Time stands still for a player of that quality, and he just glides the ball into that far post area. Ethan Cox at full stretch, nothing he could do about it. Brilliantly worked Sydney FC goal.
Centimetre perfect.
Theoharis taking on Adams. Theoharis straight past him, square ball, and the first goal. And it's Nathan Paul, the central defender, with his second Mariners goal. The first came against Melbourne City earlier this season.
Well, slow to react to the corner with the Jets defensively on the Harvey Norman replay, and a lot of bodies in there, a lot of blue shirts in there, but still not enough to block the pass, the cutback. And it's Nathan Paul's had quite a week for the Mariners, and right in the middle of maybe 8 Newcastle players who just watched the ball go into the back of their net. All the good work from the Jets undone.
Sainsbury, play continuing. That's a nice touch from Mikael Docker for Hayne Eames. Good ball wide for Faisal. Running at Kankar. Oh, it's missed by Ryan Scott, surely. Goal. It's a second for the Mariners. The mistake from Ryan Scott. And Abdel Faisal, and already making an impact with the Mariners.
Well, this was almost a reprise from midweek. Certainly the lead-up, Harvey Norman replay. The ball from Hayne Eames centre midfield out to the left was like a Tarnate during the week to Nathan Paul, who hit the cross in. This time it's a bit more congested in the penalty area. Faisal has to work a bit of magic. He's got great acceleration over the first yard or two. But in the end, the discussion on the goal unfortunately falls at the feet or the faulty hands of Ryan Scott. It's a really bad goal to concede. The lead-up was excellent, worthy of a good chance on goal from the Mariners. But in the end, it's completely gifted.
See down there, and it comes. It's a good ball towards Natta. Now back in from Aquilina. Natta and Lockie Rose, and the Jets are back in the game. A real goal-mouth scramble, but the Jets showing plenty of character, and Lockie Rose.
Well, in the Harvey Norman replay, it's the Mariners this time who struggle to get the ball away. Unconvincing from Caltech, you don't often say that. And as the ball falls to Lockie Rose, the substitute, he gets his big rotary hoe on the end of it and stabs it for the goal that gives Newcastle some belief. And interestingly, as the Jets make their way back for the restart, it's Rose and Cotta.
They are yet to score a headed goal this season. Now they have a man that can deliver the ball on a sixpence. In it comes Natta, and they have done. Three minutes left on the clock. And Mark Natta. And the Jets are all level, 2-2.
Well, Harvey Norman replay makes great viewing for Newcastle fans. And Mark Natta, who's had his share of defensive mishaps this season, has drawn the Jets level. It's a beautiful delivery from Korta. And the Mariners might be 3-1 up, but for the goal post. And the subsequent and quick counter-attack from Newcastle.
Teague, first-time ball. Mishash. Zinedine Mishash saved, and the follow-up is in. Victory lead. Nishan Velupillay with his first victory goal since November. And victory lead on the road in Perth.
It was building, it felt like it was coming for some time. And it's the incisive pass on the Harvey Norman replay from Ryan Teague, the shot from Mishash, the follow-up, a team goal. Nishan Velupillay on the spot. And it's a well-deserved finish by the striker. Makes no mistake and punishes that into the back of the net.
Third of the season for Velupillay. First against Perth in 7 head-to-head meetings. And he hadn't scored since the... Velupillay, the goal scorer. Boss. Mishash in an acre of space again. Sends it out to the left. Virgos. First time cross from Virgos. Santos! Clarice Mario Santos! Flipping overhead for joy in front of the travelling Victory fans!
By Melbourne Victory on the Harvey Norman replay again. It's Mishash, the no-look pass. Out to Virgos on the left. The cross as well, pinpoint. They find Santos at the far post. He rises above. It's a powerful header across the face of goal. A well-taken finish. He doubles Victory's lead. And Arthur Dillis is enjoying this one.
Clarice Mario Santos with his third goal. He scored away in Adelaide. He scored against Western United. And now he scores away in Perth.